What's up YouTube? It's the King in the back with another video. Today is the day after court, the day after judgment day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is a wonderful day. I am not stressed like I was for the past couple days, for the past couple weeks. I feel so much better. It feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. I mean, I still got the weight, but it's nowhere like it was. And I'm going to discuss that shortly. Basically, briefly summarize what happened in court, the proceeding, the judgment, the ruling, and what are the next steps with our current case. Because it's not over, guys. We still have a little bit of ways to go. And let's get into it. As you all know, yesterday was our court date for the eviction case. Our landlord was suing us for an uncontested amount of rent that was past due. And what happened was, when they basically filed the notice in the amount that they had filed, I had already started throwing money towards the balance. So essentially, which originally was like $2,100, was at the time only like $1,200. Then between the time that they sued us and the time of our court date, between the grant and probably additional $200, not even, because I really didn't work too crazy between that time, we were able to square away that full judgment. So everything technically was caught up to date. There was nothing that was left for them to say. We didn't technically owe them that amount that they sued us for. However, because of the time in which they sued us, because of the time in which May was already around the corner, May rent hit, as well as a ton of late fees and pet fees. Because what happens when you're well, I don't know if it happens to everybody, but basically it breaks down your base rent, then it breaks down actually separates the little pet fee, and then you get late fees. So what's essentially happened is that when Doorcast Ministry paid the $1,700 grant, it paid off the judgment, and then it paid off partial of May. But we have like $400, almost close to $500 in late fees and pet fees combined. So that in itself is insane. Honestly, without those fees, we would only technically owe like $800 for May. But because of the fees, we're kind of back up into the $1,200 range, damn near $1,300. So went to the court proceeding yesterday, and pretty much I was nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I had so much on the defense built up because I was just like, I don't know which way this thing's gonna go. I don't know how the judge is gonna see this. I don't know. Like, I was really on some TV type shit. Like, I had my documentation the morning of. I was prepping myself for all my defenses if it ever came to that, you know. But pretty much my defense was straightforward. The judgment, what you were suing for, is paid, and I wasn't even going to mention May. But obviously, the judge is going to say, well, is everything caught up? And obviously not, because May hit at such a crazy time. So now we're back up. We got some balance, partial balance for May, and then all these late fees. So went into court. We were the first ones to be seen, which was crazy in itself. We sat down, court, judge swore us in, and then we got to it. He asked for his side, the lawyer's side. Our actual property manager wasn't there, so his lawyer represented him. He spoke first, he spoke his side, and then it was time for our case and our side to be presented. So pretty much, he stated that we owe such an amount of rent. He came, the judge brought his attention to me, asked me, what do I have to say? And I basically said, well, the judgment that we're being sued for is currently paid. I listed off, he asked me to list off the payments. I said, Judge, may I approach the bench? He was like, no, just list off the payments. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, that was very shocking, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure you want to see the payments in terms of the confirmation numbers to physically see. I mentioned about the ministry payment from Doorcast, the $1,700, all of that. So after doing that, the judge is like, wow, like, if you went to a church, that means you really want to be here. That means you really want to stay in your home. And I was like, yes. Like, bro, I was like, yes. I do not want to be on the street. Like, bro, like, I was about to break down low key. My girl came in. She was, she was really helpful because she saw me kind of getting a little bit nervous. And so when he was asking all these questions, and when he was super, super calm, it threw me off. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it threw me off to see him super calm. And I was already so, like, eager. So my wife was like, babe, calm down. Like, let him talk. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because I don't want to get kicked out for, I forget the term they call it, but I don't want to get kicked out for, like, basically acting up in court. You know what I'm saying? So that was done. Said my case. After the judge was like, so it seems like you really want to be here, this, that, and the third. He's like, okay. The lawyer's like, I didn't even know that. I've been trying to get in contact with my client via email, and he's not updating me anything. And so, bro, like, it was insane how, like, ill-prepared the lawyer was. And I was like, wow, like, it just goes to show, like, we could have left. We could have let fear take us. We could have left and kind of just, kind of didn't want to be bothered with the case at all, because like, who wants to go through that? You know what I'm saying? You see you owe money, especially if you don't have it. A lot of people flee, and that's what we did in 23. You know what I'm saying? I knew that there was no way I can get $5,000 up. We gotta go. So at that time, I didn't even look for resources like I mentioned. But back to the case, y'all. So I do that, and the judge is like, okay, can you come up with the rest of the balance? I'm like, yes. I start a new job. Like, I start talking. My girl's like, babe, let her talk. Like, because I'm mad, like, on the defense. I'm like, I'm so big right now on proving, because I don't know which way this is going to go. When I see a judge, I feel like sometimes I don't know, like, I have a bad in my head. I've been in the court system a lot. Tickets, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And so a lot of judges, they be, really biased. So I'll be ready to explain my case real strong, real heavy. So he was like, can you get the payment up? And I was like, yeah, we can get the payment up. So he looks at the attorney. He's like, how much time? So the attorney's like, we'll give him 2 weeks. At that point, I was like, oh, this is over. Like, bro, thank you, God. Like, what? So that was pretty much it. He gave us a date to come back on the 21st. Well, here's the thing with it, right? There's two things about this case that are now a little bit like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been an open and shut case if I came with the full payment. We didn't have to go back to court. So that would have been cool. But unfortunately, that's just not it. Didn't have a way to make the $1,200 that's past due now for May. $800 plus, like, all these late fees. And then on top of that, so the two things that are sticky is that our lease is up. Our lease is up literally June 3rd. And so we need to pay that balance off so we can also get a renewal, because I'm pretty sure that's why we haven't gotten our renewal lease. Now, that's a whole nother situation. And I'm like, damn, should I have mentioned that in court? And I was so eager to just be on the money that I didn't even mention that. And so that's something to mention if we go back on the 21st. Now, the 21st date, that's technically is pending, because if we can just pay the money before the 21st, we don't have to go to court. But here's the new break in the case, and I think I mentioned this in the last video in the morning of the judgment, was that he locked the portal. He closed the portal, so I can't make any online payments. So my thing is now to be checking the portal and see if it's unlocked. And I did mention that to the judge. I mentioned, like, okay, well, I need to make the payments. True, we got an agreement, but now I can't make the payments because the portal is closed. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, he looks at the lawyer, and the lawyer's like, okay, I'll contact him, tell him to open it, this, that, and the third. Because at this point, I feel like there's no reason. I mean, my property manager didn't want to talk to me. I'm not going to really talk to you, because technically we're still in litigation. So I'm bringing the same energy you brought me, I'm going to bring the same energy to you. There's really nothing to talk about on the side, because I don't want information, and I feel him when he didn't want to talk to me. You don't want information to be misconstrued, he said, she said, outside of court. So everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to either handle it via email or like some type of written form. I'm not going to do no phone calls or face-to-face agreements, because I just can't. You know what I'm saying? If I come to you and say, hey, can you open the portal? You say yes, and that portal's not open for 2 weeks. Now we got to go back to court, because I have to either bring the cashier's check in front of the judge, or like tell them, like, listen, they're not accepting payments. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different. And you can't override the court. So I'm really glad, like, this really turned out in our benefit, because like I said, I was super nervous. I was super scared. I didn't know which way it was going to go. You know, I've been late on things, and it's like, I don't know, like, but I feel like because it was only, first of all, they were only suing for 1 month. Technically, it was only 1 month. It was a month and like some extra change, 21.45. So it's like that little partial extra, they didn't even go. So technically, it's a month. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy. You could be a month behind, they still get you. But that's just a contract. That's just business. You know, if I got people that's not paying me on time, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go after them, right? So I get that. I'm not negotiating and you know, denying that we don't owe rent. It's just, you know, like, how we going to do this? You know what I'm saying? You send us to eviction. All right, cool. That's what you choose to do. However, like now, you know, you closing the portal and stuff. You making it kind of sticky. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Like that's what it is. Like that's the story of today. That's the outcome of today. Well, yesterday, but that's the outcome. We got the 2 weeks to 21st, get the money up, $1,200. I got a job tomorrow. The thing is, you know, I work at Amazon. I don't have like a schedule yet, so I'm hoping that will kick in soon. I got the 2 training days, passed the road test. Now I'm just probably doing the nursery routes and riding along with like somebody. So I'm at that stage now. And so I'm glad I have that. I'm on 4 days, off 3. So the 3, I'll probably be hustling, doing whatever I can to, you know, get up the money and all that stuff. And I'm gonna reach out to more charities. Actually, DoorCast, the people that paid for the 17, they referred me to another financial charity person. Well, a church. And so I actually emailed them today. I sent my documentation in. And I know they said they take about a week to approve you, and that would be great too, because that'll help. If they can get that $1,200 down to $6, I would just bang out the $6. You know what I'm saying, to get that done. Because now we got to be on to June. That's the thing too. You know, with me starting the job is great, but I gotta wait. Like them checks got to be rolling in. So June, we gonna make it though. It's gonna be tight, but we gonna make it. You know, we got the 2 weeks. The 21st, man. That's big. So that was pretty much it. After that, we just chilled downtown, man. We just walked it off. We slept. I was tired. Like when I got home, y'all, I went to sleep. So much so that I basically got up at like 12 midnight, and I was up until like 4 trying to put this video up. I don't know what's happening with CapCut. Like I can't find my videos. Like I'll export it, and then I cannot find my videos. So comment down below if you guys use CapCut. If you know, where does the videos that you export from CapCut, where do they go? I'm using the Android phone, and I'm looking through my files and everything. It's exporting, but I can't find them. Usually I can find them in like a folder or something, but this one, I can't. I'm like, damn, does it not want me to put this up? Like, bruh. So I was spending way too much time, almost 2 hours trying to find a video in my phone is insane. So I was really pissed about that, because I could have used that 2 hours for something else. But yeah, y'all, man, I really want to thank y'all for your support. Real talk, like, thank y'all for commenting, prayers, you know what I'm saying, questions, like, just your support. I appreciate that. Like, that is so huge. That is so big, because it keeps me motivated, keeps me pushing along. And your personal stories, you telling me, like, you going through the same thing, y'all struggling too. Like, we don't want to be struggling, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to know that people are going through it with you, like, damn, is this person doing it? If this person is walking to work, I can too. Like, if this person just has no car, like, I can still get to where I need to get to without one too. And that's big for me, because I like to see, I need to see people who are in a like space. Not that I'm, you know, want to see people down, but it's weird. Like, sometimes I be seeing people so up, and it's a disconnect for me. It's hard for me to relate to people who have like billions and billions of dollars, because I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. So when I see somebody that is going through the same thing that I'm going through, it puts me in a space that I can do it. Also, when somebody is above me too, it gets me in a space where I can do it too. But it's just a different type of charisma, relatability, when you know people are going through the same exact thing you are. So guys, keep your head up, man. Anything's possible. Like, don't think that it's over. Like, it's never over until it's over. That means that you've given up, or you haven't tapped into all your resources. You know what I mean? Keep faith, keep praying, just keep being empowered by, like, the idea of you're alive. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's worse than being unalive. I feel like that. Like, once you're unalive, you cannot control anything. You're in the ground, or you're in, you know what I'm saying, an urn. You can't do anything at that point. You know what I'm saying? So be honored that you can do whatever you can do right now. And that's more amazing than anything else. The fact that I'm alive right now, and I got feet that I can move, and yo, that's huge. And Never settle, man. Never settle for anything less. Never settle for, you know, oh, this won't work. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. But you just got to tap in. Like, it took a lot these past few weeks to tap into all these resources and go online and call people. It took a lot of energy. You know, I could have been working a job. Imagine if I was working a job and I need the resources too. And I knew that the job wouldn't pay like all I need. It would have took some days off. It probably would have took my lunch hour. But there's ways to go about it and figure out, you know, the best solution for your situation. Like I say, y'all, if y'all going through something like this, man, comment down below and ask me questions. If you guys don't have a car and you want to know how to navigate, maybe you have a business and you want to know how to still navigate your business throughout your city, your town, your state, comment down below. I do it on a daily. I'm telling you. How do you think y'all get the jobs? Now I'm using Lyft sometimes when I can have clients front of, you know, deposits and stuff like that. But when I don't have access to that, when I can't use the ease of a cab or ease of a Lyft, I have to use Greyhound and Amtrak. And those are really some top 2 resources that has kept me paid my pockets, especially when I was in Greensboro, y'all. Especially when I didn't have a car on them early days, man. I was taking the local buses, I was taking the Greyhound, and I was taking the Amtrak for the low, $12 just to go one town over. You know what I'm saying? $16, $25 round trip. Like, there are things out here that you can make it. Don't feel like because you ain't with the Joneses, you ain't got the finest car. Hell, you don't have a car at all, or you don't have this or you don't have that. You can't make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You got to tap into your resources. You got to make it work. You got to make it work until it works, you know, in the comfortability of where you want it to work at. It's not going to happen overnight. But watch, man, when I come with that car video, how you think I made it there? I made it through the will and the determination to keep going, the tenacity and the stamina to keep going. I didn't get that car overnight. You know what I'm saying? I would have, yeah, boots to the ground. So, yeah, just wanted to summarize that for y'all. You know what I mean? And also, there's a lot of videos right now that are kind of like all over the place. So just, if you hear a lot of stuff, you probably like, wait, is this new? Because he's still talking about a court case. It's because that footage is probably previously recorded. So a lot of stuff is technically out of order, but it's not out of order in the sense of kind of what's going on in the most current form possible. So, yeah. Peace and love, y'all. I appreciate y'all's support. Like this video if you like this video. Comment down below. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Turn them notifications on to get the latest uploads, the latest notifications. I don't even know how to say it, but you know what I'm saying, because I don't say that too much about the notifications. But turn them things on, because I'm uploading fast. I'm gonna have to designate some time to really get these uploads out for y'all, so y'all can follow this journey step by step. Literally, boots on the ground, baby. It's the king. I'm out.